moderate it from over there. Guys, we got Keke here. So same thing as always, go ahead and get your hands raised and we'll get you in the queue to ask some questions. So who's going to be first? Colin, go ahead.
Hey, Keke. Coach Drink was telling us earlier that you maybe have a family connection or some other connection here to Mizzou, and I was just curious what went into the process of picking Missouri after you entered your name in the portal.
The one thing to me that just stuck out about Mizzou is just really from the top to bottom, man, just the way they carry themselves. It's really a family atmosphere here, and that's really the biggest thing for me. Like, I know once I entered the transfer portal, like how big of a decision this move was going to be for not only just for me in my career, but also for my family. So I definitely wanted to go somewhere where I felt like I could trust them, you know what I'm saying, trust the environment. And just from start to finish of the whole recruiting process, man, it was Mizzou. So that went into my decision.
Peter, go ahead.
Yeah, how was your time at Angelo State, and how did that, I guess, help your development?
My time at Angelo State was great. Honestly, being at Angelo State really made me into the man and the player that I am today. Just Jason Johnson, my receiver coach at Angelo State, just the way that he developed my game, because growing up and even in high school, I was a quarterback. So getting to Angelo State was the first time that I was actually a full-time receiver. So everything that I've been learning and I'm still learning is really like on the fly. So it's just been amazing. My time at Angelo State, I love those guys. And that was a big part of my life for sure.
Natalie, go ahead.
Hey, Keke, hope you're doing well. Congrats on earning your number today. What's your mindset moving forward now that obviously to this point you've showed your coaches that you have earned it, and what was your reaction to getting that number?
I mean, it was great just to see my hard work paying off, but at the same time, I know that it's not done. Like every day I come in and it's a brand new day. And so each day I look at it as a challenge. I gotta earn it every day. You know what I'm saying? I want to prove to my guys that I want to be someone that they can count on. I want to be a leader on this team and someone that they can depend on. So every day I just challenge myself. I go out there and try to be the best player and the best teammate that I can be for these guys to help them win.
Ben Arnett, go ahead, Ben.
Keke, being a grad transfer and coming in at high expectations right away, where do you feel like you can make the biggest impact in the offense?
Just really whatever the team needs me to do. I mean, whether that's being someone in the run game, blocking for these great running backs that we have on the edge, or being dynamic in the passing game. I just want to go out there and be a complete receiver, you know what I'm saying, in both phases of the game, because it's not just about catching passes. I mean, it's also about opening up lanes for these running backs and opening up lanes for these slot guys underneath. So blocking and just doing my part, that's a big part of me for sure. And also just making plays on the edge when my number is called.
Blum, go ahead.
Hey, Keke, did Angelo recruit you as a quarterback, or when in the process did you decide you want to catch passes instead of throwing them?
No, Angelo actually recruited me as a receiver. They seen my tape as a quarterback. Like I had a lot of tape playing quarterback, and I ran the ball well. So they just it was basically I guess reaching for well, I can't even think of the word. I mean, just taking a chance. Really, they just seen my athleticism and really wanted to give me a shot at receiver, and I loved it there, and I trusted them in that process. I trusted them in that decision, so I went with it, and it paid off for me in the long run.
Dave Matter, go ahead.
Keke, how and when did you kind of come to the realization that you were good enough to make the jump from D2 to Power 5?
I mean, it definitely took a lot of time for sure. Talked with my family about it, and it's just one of those things, man. I really just had to take a leap of faith and take a chance on myself, because ever since I was a kid, my goal is always, you know what I'm saying, to be the best and to play against the best. So it was just one of those things where I really just had to believe in myself and take that step and enter the transfer portal. And once that happened, I mean, everything opened up for me, just God's grace.
Nate Edwards, go ahead.
So since you are the first newcomer to get your number, was there a competition amongst you guys to see who could get it first? And when you got that number, what was the process like? Was there a presentation amongst the receivers, or how did that work?
Yeah, so they actually, Coach Drinks gave me my number in the team meeting room, so it was in front of the whole team. But ironically, honestly, I didn't even know anything about it. Like, I knew I had the blank jersey, but I just kind of thought that they would just give it to me like when the season started. I didn't really know it was like a earn your way process. But like I said, I just go out there every day and just try to be the best and make plays, and just to see that recognition paying off to be the first person to earn a number here as a newcomer, that's huge, man. That's love.
Suichi, go ahead.
Hey, Keke, if I recall correctly, you kind of got into the transfer portal, and then just a few days later, you were committing to Mizzou. I guess, what were those few days like? I guess I'm also kind of wondering why it was so quick.
Yeah, I was in the transfer portal for about a week, and I had about 10 schools contact me, and they all offered me, and it was really a quick process. I told each school as soon as I entered the portal and they all started contacting me, I told them as soon as we started talking that what my timeline was. So each school knew when I was looking to make a decision, and it was about 4 schools that really just went with me on that, and so it was a fast process for sure. Like, I didn't get any sleep that whole week because day and night I was just talking to schools, talking to coaches, and Mizzou was just always in the mix every day, every night, and so they really asserted themselves in that process, and that was another reason why I trusted them to go this route.
Peter, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess how much in your decision to move on from Angelo State, how much did, I guess, the potential of having a chance to show yourself to NFL evaluators matter in that decision?
I mean, it definitely mattered for sure. Like I said, it's always been my goal to play against the best and to be the best version of myself. So, like I said, just taking that leap of faith, and I didn't really know like if it would pay off or if it wouldn't. I mean, because in reality, like if I didn't get any looks or any offers, I would be having to return to Angelo State. So, I mean, just having that belief in myself.
Colin, go ahead.
Keke, is a guy who was a quarterback and is now a receiver. What do you like about Coach Hampton and a guy that has his hands kind of coaching both positions?
Oh, I love Coach Hampton, man. The one thing that sticks out to me with Coach Hampton is he's always going to be real with you. He's always going to be upfront with you, and he focuses in on the details. And that's the thing that separates good and great. It's the little things. And every day we focus in on the little things. We focus in on the details to where those details, they add up into big plays. They add up to explosive plays. And so just constantly having that focus and Coach Hampton having that belief in me and that trust in me is huge.
Blum, go ahead.
I know the words transfer and newcomer have been used a lot about you here, but with someone as many college snaps as you have under your belt, how have you tried to be a leader for kind of a younger wide receiver group thus far?
All right. I definitely have a lot of experience under my belt, and I definitely try to share my knowledge of the game with these guys because we have a lot of young talent on this team. So I feel like that's another way that I can impact this team in ways, is just showing these guys, giving them little pointers, giving them details about some of the defenses and tendencies that they're going to face and they're going to see, and how they can work releases and things like that. So I definitely try to be a tool for these younger guys for sure, just giving them some of my knowledge.
Natalie, go ahead.
Can you speak a little bit about the transition from practices, at Angelo State to here at Mizzou, and, how has that transition been for you? Has there been any, difficulties in transitioning, and what are some things you've noticed?
Honestly, there hasn't been any hiccups or anything like that because I love practice. Practicing hard makes the games easier. So, I mean, being here, it's a huge detail on practicing fast and practicing hard. And so that's something that I'm very comfortable with, very familiar with, because I take practice just like it's a game. So going out here every day, competing at a high level and trying to be the best teammate and best player and best playmaker that I can be for these guys, it's been very, very easy to come in here and do that.
All right, last one comes from Suichi. Go ahead.
Hey, Keke, Eli mentioned you put on something like 8 pounds of muscle since you've been here and just kind of grinding. I guess I was just curious, don't want to rag on D2 or anything, but what's kind of the difference in just facilities and just small things like that, being in an SEC school and everything?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a difference for sure having those resources. I mean, we at the Division II, we had a meal plan and things like that, but I mean, being here, we have a nutritionist that Liz, she does a great job working with me and putting out a plan for my body that has been great for me to add about 10 pounds of muscle since I've been here. So, I mean, that's definitely a huge difference for sure.
All right, guys, that's a wrap for Keke. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Good job.